What's up, Buffalo Nation?
No, I'm not a candy guy. If I had to rank my number one candy, it would be now laters. You, some of you might have to ask what that is. All the black folks, can you tell the white folks what that is?
Today, we have a lot to cover, several great news stories, so let's get to it. Our main story today is about Deion Sanders exposing a major truth about Colorado's recruiting. Many of the haters out there have been spreading a lot of BS about how poorly Coach Prime would recruit at Colorado. But I think those haters are going to be very disappointed with all of our news today. So grab you some kids' Halloween candy, sit back, and get ready because this is the prime time for college football. Our first story today is going to be about a question that Coach Prime was asked about recruits. During a recent interview, Coach Prime was asked whether the offensive line problems scared recruits away and whether the O-line was a deterrent to recruits. And here's what he had to say.
Are you kidding me? That's a deterrent? No, not whatsoever. I'm not going to say it's a blessing, but our phone rings wonderfully. And they know we ain't hard to find in certain areas. So when you see something, first of all, when you're on television, as much as we're on television, recruits want that exposure. That's the first and foremost thing for recruits. And being able to be developed and understand what's at stake, understand the type of quarterback that you have on hand, as well as receivers and running backs, and you just need that one component. And these guys, first of all, they're going to step it up. You're going to see that. But secondly, yeah, you got some guys that you'll see the commits come in. You'll see them.
We love what Coach Prime had to say in response to this. The thing we keep having to remind the haters is that Colorado is already 10 times better than before Coach Prime was here. Coach Prime is living rent-free in their heads. He's spending house money. Yesterday was Halloween, but it is spooky season in their minds, and they really need to let it go. Next up, we're going to continue talking about the theme of recruiting to talk about some major breaking news. Smoke has started to rise about a major recruit coming to town this weekend. Per On3's Josh Newberg, the number one, let me say that again, the number one offensive tackle in the country, 5-star Jordan Seaton, will be taking his official visit. Look, guys, getting the best 5-star offensive tackle in the country on campus for an OV is insane. For those of you who don't understand, this man is already worth multiple millions on the NIL market. This is the most valuable position on the team outside of quarterback. And he's only going to visit a few colleges. For Coach Prime to get him to come to Colorado is massive news. Boulder, Colorado, like we said the other day, we know that some of you guys are millionaires out there. We know that some of you are even billionaires. You guys better get those wallets out and get Coach Prime whatever he needs for these kids. Coach Prime can do a whole lot, but it's impossible to pull a kid who is being offered millions to play somewhere else. So we better darn sure make sure that that doesn't happen. If you want Coach Prime to compete with the Georgias and the Alabamas, we've got to give him a little bit more of a bankroll to be able to compete with them on that front. And I know that we can do it. You see what it's doing for the local economy. You see what it's doing for the local community. You see what it's bringing the university. A rising tide rises all ships, and let's be the difference makers there. Next up, we're going to talk about a follow-up to several players on the team being robbed at the UCLA game. Coach Prime was pretty frustrated and had some stuff to say about it. Let's listen to his thoughts.
I would expect the NCAA to do something about that. These are college kids. I'm pretty sure they don't think about insurance at this point in this juncture in their life. We've talked about NILs and how to really maintain their finances. We've pretty much given them financial planners and given them the resources for that. but the insurance part of it, we slipped, and we didn't really educate them on that. So I wish, I know the kids would be forthright in what was stolen, and some of our just staff members as well. And now all that stuff should be replaced. This is the Rose Bowl. They said the granddaddy of them all, right? I'm sure granddaddy has some money. Grandpa should have some money to get these kids. I'm going to have a list made out from these young men, and I know they're going to be truthful about what they lost so we could try to get that back for them. They may not be able to get the items back, but we should be able to reimburse them. That was unbelievable. But I did hear that the home team was robbed as well. So I don't know, but I did hear that. But that don't make no sense when you're out there balling and playing your heart out, and you're getting robbed in the same aspect. So I hope we could do something about that NCAA. You do something about everything else. Do something about that. When it comes to kids, in regards to the kids, NCAA, you do something about everything else. Do something about this one.
So first off, we completely agree that someone should be held responsible for reimbursing these young men. The security at the stadium has to have insurance. The NCAA, who puts on the event, can step in, as Coach Prime suggested. The Pac-12, though I guess they don't really have any money as they're falling apart, is also someone who put on this event. When the players leave their things in a locker and go out to play a game that makes the NCAA and the Pac-12 millions and millions and millions of dollars, makes ESPN millions and millions and millions of dollars because we all tune in to watch it, these young men's belongings should be protected. There should be security. There should be insurance. If there was some kind of a tornado or earthquake or anything like that happened at the Rose Bowl and it was damaged, they would get money from insurance. Why is it not the same here? If you've ever had anything stolen from you that was special to you, you know how terrible it feels. And it's kind of ridiculous. People think Coach Prime is crazy for asking for his players to be reimbursed. If they'd have hired a $100 security guard to just watch the place, we wouldn't be in any of this mess. Next, we're going to bounce back to recruiting and talk about some more good news. On3 national recruiting analyst Sam Spiegelman logged an expert crystal ball prediction for Colorado to land 4-star edge King Joseph Edwards. This would be another massive gain for the Buffaloes. King Joseph Edwards is a high 4-star recruit that's being sought out by Alabama, Florida State, Oklahoma, just to name a few schools. This is a defensive end position, which is in the trenches. Defensive end is another one of the most valuable positions on the field, just like we talked about quarterback and offensive tackle. As we've seen with Shedeur all year, the opponent's defensive end can wreak havoc. They can single-handedly change games. And it would be nice to be on the other end of having one of these dynamic playmakers going forward. For our last story today, we have a bit of a favor to ask you. And no, it's not for one of you to comment on my nice new hat because no one has seemed to notice that yet. But we want you to do something for all of these recruits coming to Colorado. The recruits considering coming to Colorado. Coach Prime told the reporter that lots of great recruits were on the way. And within hours of saying that, what happened? He delivered on his promise. We already told you about Isaiah Walker, the JUCO offensive tackle who committed yesterday. We told you about Jordan Seaton, the 5-star tackle who is taking an official visit to Colorado this weekend. And we told you about King Joseph Edwards, the high 4-star edge who is strongly considering coming. We want you guys to let us know down in the comments why you think that recruits should come to Colorado and play for Coach Prime. Kids read this stuff. Now, I can't guarantee you that they read every comment on every YouTube video that's out there. But I do think it's important to put that positivity out. And if they happen to see it, what would be your message to these kids? What would it mean to you if they committed to play for your favorite coach in Coach Prime? I think that that's important. I think that's special. I think that what Coach Prime is building is a family and a community And I think these kids should be shown that same love. If they're considering Colorado, if they come here, great. If they don't, we wish them the best. And we hope that they never beat us. And we hope that they regret not coming to play for us. And then they can get in the portal and come play for us later. But what would it mean? Let us know down in the comments. Let's talk about it. I appreciate you guys. Slow down on your kids' Halloween candy today. Just a couple pieces is fine. Don't ruin their day when they get home from school. We love you. We hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, as always, for watching the prime time for college football.